Scorpio, welcome to Carol's Universe. Tarot readings from the heart. Thank you so much. So I'm just checking that my top is done up there. Okay. Yeah. I've got this really loose top on. Because I needed to feel comfortable whilst recording. I don't know whether it was. Okay. So I hope you're very well, Scorpio. Sorry, I'm feeling in a rather silly mood today. I hope that you guys are really well anyway. Yeah, this is your January monthly 2016 forecast. Real treat for all the zodiac signs in December, because what we have coming up is we have obviously the monthly reading, which you're seeing now. We've also got, and it's uploading on the other laptop as I speak. It's taking forever and it's doing my head in a little bit, but there you go. At least it's all done and out of the way. We've got your 2016 general year ahead forecast that's coming up. Woohoo! So something to be excited about, because it's coming up in two parts. It's very long though. I'm a bit of a chatterbox really, so that's why it's so long. But the part one is an hour and part two is about 40 minutes. So, you know, when you watch those videos, you know, get yourself a cup of tea, coffee, whatever it is you drink, can of pot, water, whatever, biscuits, crisps, dinner, whatever you want to do, just get it, relax on your bed, whatever, and just sit back, absorb, and, you know, something for you to kind of go back on and to reflect on during 2016 as well. We also have, I've also shuffled the cards for your life spread reading. This reading is going to be focusing for 2016 on your home, your family, your love life, your future, your career, everything. And I'm going to explain how that reading works once I'm recording it, okay? But it's an exceptional reading to do. And I found that it's been quite correct within my own life when I've tried it out on myself, because I always try different spreads out on myself, because it's important as a tarot reader. I feel a lot of tarot readers will say it's not a good idea to do tarot readings because you know you're too subjective, you're too like close to the situation. But I find it's important because either by pulling a card for the day, or you know, doing a small spread about a situation, because then it helps you develop your reading skills as well and the meanings of the cards, because these cards are so multifaceted. For example, the Eight of Wands, people will tell you are messages, and they are messages. But it doesn't always mean electronic mail. It can mean silent messages. It can mean signs. It can mean weapons. They're not always physical weapons. No. They're usually vibrational weapons, weapons of energy, that type of thing. So all the cards are multifaceted. So yeah, we've got your life spread coming up for you, general reading. And that's going to be a personal reading that I'm going to be incorporating on the website as well. So you guys can take a look at that. So... Also, the last thing to say is if you'd like a personal reading with me, it's going very, very well. The website is, the link is below. Right, so let's get started then, Scorpio. You know, you've got a fantastic year coming up in 2016. You really, really have. Your general reading says it. Your general yearly reading for 2016 says it. This reading says it, and your life spread in a lot of areas in your life says it. So I really feel that Scorpios will have turned a corner. I feel that a lot of us have been through, I'm a Scorpion as well, so I feel that a lot of us have kind of been through the crap, and I feel that I just get a general feeling that Scorpios are kind of saying enough, I want change, and I really, really do want change. You know, and I feel that a lot of you will have come to the point where something needs to give, and I feel it will in 2016. We start the general energy, guys, with the Three of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. So this lady here is you. Okay. She is, let's start with the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is one of the most beautiful, compassionate, loving, sweet, empathetic, sympathetic characters within the tarot. She's a really serene lady, and she does a lot of thinking. She's often associated with the High Priestess in that she is a mystic. She can be a mystic. So if we were to describe the Queen of Cups in everyday life, she'd probably be maybe a tarot reader, a psychic, a healer, a counsellor. she'd very much work within the social sciences potentially. Okay. She's also a very creative character, so she's usually somebody like who's a singer or an artist, but she'd be more like your folk singer. Your Queen of Wands would be more like your rock star or your pop star, and she'd be more like a folk singer that sings songs around, with a guitar, down the pub or something like that. She's very understated. She's not as in your face or overly kind of demonstrative as the Queen of Wands, for example, would be. So she's a very different character. But she deals within the creative world. She'd probably be an actor as well. I reckon that if she was an actor, she'd probably be an actor on the stage rather than in some highfalutin movie or something like that. That's how I see the Queen of Wands. I see her as a very understated lady. She's clean, she looks clean. She looks like she showers 10 times a day, that type of thing. But, archetypes aside, ideas about who this woman is aside, I feel that you guys in January are really going to be kind of stepping into your power in terms of what you want to give up to the world, in terms of how you want to present your skills, present your talents. And it's funny because Queen of Cups is you. She's water, isn't she? She's a water sign, so she is. She's Scorpio, Pisces, Cancerian. All right. So I really feel that for January, I can see these cards amalgamating in a number of ways. One way is that I feel that your skills and your talents, you're really going to want to kind of get them out there into a broader, into a larger kind of demographic of people. So I feel that this Three of Wands here. Three of Wands is a card about someone who has already explored a territory and he's kind of laid down roots there already. So he's had some success with what he's developed, because the Ace of Wands is all about the kind of initial stages of excitement, exciting endeavours, exciting creative endeavours. And wands are all about creation, because if you look at a wand, Harry Potter uses a wand, a magician uses a wand. And it's always, that Kazam, let there be light, and there is light. They just create something immediately. Usually with a spark of electricity, a spark of energy. Okay, so it's not kind of your earth energy where it can be still creating something with an earth sign, with the pentacles, but it's literally a planning stage with the pentacles. It's literally going through a methodical planning exercise when you're trying to create something within the pentacles, because it is based on realism and it's based on the here and now. But with the wands, it's literally manifesting something out of thin air like that. So usually if you've got the Ace of Wands in a reading, it could be a sudden spark of anger or a sudden spark of creativity or a sudden spark of excitement. That's what the wands do. Their electricity, their fire, their burning, their motivation, their sweeping. They're like air. The air signs, they sweep, but the wands sweep with fire rather than air. And so he's explored the territory, and he's this guy on the Three of Wands, and he's laid down some roots. He's finally had some success after the Ace of Wands. So after the initial spark, the initial interest, the initial excitement over something, he decides to go on this journey with the Two of Wands, and he decides to start developing this energy, and he has some success. And with the Three of Wands now, with the success, with the skills, with everything that he's learned, he decides that he wants to develop more, because he's initially completed something, but it's not the full hog. 3 is the number of manifestation. It's also the number of magic. So it's about creating your own magic. And this guy also is looking for his ships to come in on this card. Okay, so he's looking ahead at what other opportunities are out there. So again, he's facing a blank terrain, okay, and he's seeing, what can I kind of grow from this blank terrain? He is looking out at sea, but we don't see any blue in this. We don't even know whether the ships are just kind of harboured there, because there is no blue in this card here. It might be in the smaller Rider-Waite, it probably is, but on this large Rider-Waite, there isn't much colour. And I'm sorry, somebody's just started hammering away, if you can hear that. I've been trying to record all day, and there's been doors going, bells ringing. You know, it's been really quite annoying, and it's a shame that I'm getting a lot of noise from next door when I'm trying to record a video. But there you go. So yeah, just ignore the noise if you can, guys. If you can hear that, I'm trying to. So this Three of Wands is someone who has initially completed something. He's had some success, but this is about creating bigger successes. It's about knowing that you've created something already, and knowing that there's far more that you can achieve with what you've already done. And so I feel that, coupled with the Queen of Cups, this is you guys. I'm sensing, Scorpio, that you're going to be wanting to get your talents out there. You're going to be wanting to broaden your horizons, which is another key factor of that Three of Wands. It's broadening your horizons. It's looking, and this can also be to do with travel and worldwide connections. It can be to do with export, import, international transactions, that type of thing. So I feel that you're going to be wanting to kind of get your talents, your abilities out there to the wider world. And how do you do that? Because the wands, as I've said, are related to electricity as well. It's the spark, isn't it? So what the wands do is, for example, when you get Eight of Wands, that's all about mail and news and letters. But in this day and age, who sends a letter except if it's a bill? The Eight of Wands, as I've said, the analogy of the Eight of Wands is that what we have is electronic mail. So we have things like email, we've got things like telephone calls, mobiles, text messaging, that type of thing. And that's how the Eight of Wands a lot of the time works. That's also a card about travel too. So I feel that, you know, with the power of three, you're going to be looking to expand on your creativity, your abilities. Maybe you're an actor and you're looking, how do I get my talents out there into the greater world? So you might be sending a lot of messages worldwide to different producers, and you might be sending out your portfolio, or, you know, if you're a singer, you might be getting yourself on YouTube, for example. If you work within the creative arts, or you work with web-based stuff, you know, you might be, you know, sending your CV off to loads and loads of companies. It works like that. So in terms of, you know, her as a psychic or a tarot reader or that type of thing, she might even get herself on YouTube, or, you know, she might get herself on some form of platform in which it can kind of she can get her talents and her skills and her abilities out to a larger audience. So I feel that the general energy for you guys is getting your talents and skills out to a larger audience in January. And your overall theme stroke advice is the Magician. What a wonderful card, and it really ties in with this, because it really, what it's saying is that you are the manifester of your own life. What does the Magician do? Again, it holds a wand, and we see the Three of Wands here. The wand is representative of bringing our visualizations to life. Okay, so first we visualize the things that we want, and then we act on that. Okay, so then we start the creation process. And the Magician, remember, is the major arcana card that represents all of those aces, because aces are new beginnings. They're fresh energy. The Ace of Cups is the energy of new love. The Ace of Wands is the energy of new creativity, perhaps within your career or an exciting adventure. The Ace of Swords is the beginning of realization, knowing what you need to cut out in order to bring fresh stuff in. The Ace of Pentacles is new financial endeavors. So the aces are all to do with new exciting endeavors, and this is what the Magician represents: new exciting endeavors. But you are in control of those endeavors, Scorpio. So really what the universe is saying with your advice card is, just do it. Okay, you have all the tools you need, you have all the skills, you've got all the ability. But more than anything, when we look at the tools, it's, you know, if you were looking to get yourself noticed, I don't know, as a singer or a songwriter or whatever in the year 2016, one of the tools that you would have is your voice. Another tool that you would have probably would be your laptop. Another tool that you would have would probably be your camera. Do you see where I'm coming from? So you would all use all of these tools in order to get yourself noticed. So you would sing to the camera, you'd record it, you'd upload it to YouTube, and you'd put it out there on the World Wide Web. So that's what the magician means in 21st century terms. When we say tools, it's not just thinking about the abilities that you have, but it's also knowing that you have certain things that are at your disposal that you can actually use in order to get yourself noticed, in order to get yourself out there. So really what I feel that the universe is saying is, look at the things that you've got that you can use to create your life, to create the type of life that you want, because everything has to start from somewhere. We don't immediately just jump into life like that, or, if you're lucky enough, you can fall upon some really good luck and be propelled into the spotlight or be propelled into success. But a lot of the time people have to work for it. So we have to just look at what is it that we have that we can use to actually propel us into the type of life that we want. And it's a gradual stage. Okay, let's have a look at your other cards, Scorpio. So the first two cards that we see are the Two of Cups for your events stroke situations happening in January 2016, and the Eight of Wands. Okay, hope you guys can see those cards properly. Two of Cups is the negotiation card, it's the partnership card, it's the connection card. Okay, usually this card would be rooted in love because it is cups, and cups are emotions, and they're to do with love, spiritual love, sexual love, romantic love, all of that type of thing. So the Two of Cups really is about love, two people coming together. It's often a dating card. It can be related to marriage, but you'd need other cards that would back that up to suggest that. But this is a partnership here. Now, this can be a negotiation, for example, that's happening here. And with the Eight of Wands, what we're seeing is a lot of news coming in. This is either you guys sending out news, or this is news coming in to you, okay? Because we have that Eight of Wands there. Again, the wands are travel through the air, so it's news traveling through the air via electricity. So we've got emails, text messages, phone calls, and I feel that because we have this Three of Wands and the Queen of Cups, Three of Wands can sometimes also mean if you were looking to kind of expand your business, so you were looking maybe for one or two others. Sorry, there was a fly that flew out at me there. Oh God, they're so horrible. So I'm so sorry. I'm really just reading this reading. Oh my God. Okay, so I think I'm just quite excited to do it, to be honest with you, for Scorpio. But yeah, the wands, the Three of Wands can often be if you were looking to have one or two more people on board with you in a particular project. So that card can actually represent group energy as well. So I feel that there's some sort of coming together or some kind of connections being made within January. And it could be that you've put stuff out there and you're getting stuff back in. And maybe there's some form of news on a negotiation that's coming together in terms of what you're putting out there in January, Scorpio. Alternatively, the Two of Cups and the Eight of Wands can be about a romantic relationship that is moving very, very fast. But I do feel that, if it's something that's going to move really fast, then it's got to have been going on probably from 2015. So maybe you meet someone at a Christmas party, Christmas 2015, you meet someone, and then suddenly, bam, things just start to go really fast for the both of you in 2015. This can be the two cards that relate to kind of going out, meeting someone, and within a couple of months you're kind of, buying a house together or deciding to have a baby, that type of thing. I'm not saying that's the case, but it's a fast-moving relationship, okay? So this can be news of a relationship that's already in existence, or it can be, and it's funny because the Eight of Wands are the arrows of love as well. In terms of love, these are called the arrows of love. So it's fast-moving, romantic energy, okay? It hits you. So I feel that for some of you guys, it might be a case of in January that there is a relationship there for you guys, and it's moving along. There's a lot of love there, and there's a lot of kind of very fiery, fast emotions between you and someone else potentially happening within the month of January. If we were to look at that as a love reading, the Eight of Wands is all about acceleration, so things heating up really fast. So maybe a relationship will be heating up really fast for some of you guys in the month of January 2016. I'm just looking at what else I can see with those two cards. I do feel at the heart of it, it's about, besides the love thing, it's about negotiation, okay? So what I'm seeing here is negotiations, news of negotiations speeding up very, very fast within January for some of you Scorpios. There's a lot of acceleration there. There's a lot of kind of not being able to take your foot off the brakes because things are moving so fast. And I feel that, this is going to be down to your own kind of motivation, which we see within the Magician, because the Magician card, as your overall theme advice, is saying to you that if you want to succeed, you need motivation, you need determination, you need a lot of kind of strength and self-confidence to do that. So if you want to get something out there, if you want to get your skills, your talents, things like that out there, then what you need is you need to have the determination to succeed. So you need to kind of jump on every opportunity that's going in order to showcase who you are as a person. And around that, we find the Two of Cups and the Eight of Wands. Acceleration in a negotiation or in a partnership. It could be business, it could be in family affairs, it could be within a love relationship, it could be in any area of your life, but there's definitely the Two of Cups at the heart of it is negotiation and connection. So an acceleration of negotiation and acceleration of connections happening there. The next two cards that we see for Scorpio in January 2016 is the Sun and the Four of Pentacles. Now, if we were to look at these cards separately, there would be kind of a juxtaposition, because the Sun is all about personal freedom. It's a card about positivity. It's a card about exuberance. It's a card about being in the spotlight. It's a card about feeling really good. The Sun, I noticed this child is naked. It doesn't need any clothing on because the Sun is keeping it warm. So it's almost like a card of protection to say everything is going in your favour. It's a real card of complete and utter happiness. Wherever you get that card a lot of the time in a tarot reading, especially if it was an outcome card to a troubling situation, you'd know that everything was going to end up in the right place and that everything would end up on the right note. So the Sun card is highly, highly positive within this reading. It says that you're going along the right track, Scorpio, for 2016, for January 2016. It says that you're on the right path. You're on a very positive path. You're probably going to be feeling very, very positive, I feel, within that month. We do have this Four of Pentacles sitting next door to it. Now, on its own, it's a card about fear. It's a card about holding on to stuff, but it is also a card about financial gain. And when I look at this card, I see a man with a crown on his head. He's very well to do. He's very well dressed. He is very successful. That is quite obvious. I mean, look where he's sitting. He's sitting along some sort of skyline. It's almost like he's sitting atop a hotel or something, roof of a hotel in New York or something. It's almost like he's on top of the world. That's how I see this guy, on top of the world. And he looks very smug and he looks very content. A lot of people will say that this is a card of greed. It's a card of fear. It's a card of being resistant to change. But those are the deeper meanings of the card. If we look at it in conjunction with the Sun, I feel that these are two very positive energies together. I feel that whatever negotiations or whatever it is that's coming in for you guys in the month of January 2016 cannot be anything other than a very positive thing, a very positive turn of events for Scorpio. I see that you guys are going to be making money, but I also see that you're going to be very sensible with your money, because I think that this is also a card of being sensible with cash. This is someone who saves his cash. This is someone who looks after his cash. Yes, he does use his money as a shield against feeling anything. In fact, he holds on to it very, very tightly. But I have experienced this card in my own reading. If I've done a reading for myself, I've experienced this card as a warning that I need to conserve money. And I don't feel that you're going to be conserving money because you're frightened of spending it. I feel that you're going to be conserving money because you've got better things to do with it rather than go out and buy clothes or makeup or expensive restaurants or clubbing or whatever it is that you do with your money. If you're a real spender, I feel that you're going to be conserving it because you know that you've got a second chance at something. You know that whatever it is that you are doing in January, it's for the greater good. You're looking at the bigger picture here, I feel, for January, for 2016. It could be that you're looking to save up for something. Okay, so you could be saving up to buy your first home, or you could be saving up to go on holiday in the summertime. But I feel that there's going to be a real sense of empowerment. And when I look at this guy along with the Sun card, all I see is a very empowered individual. So I feel, Scorpio, you're going to be feeling very empowered within January, very empowered in your own right. It's almost like you feel a sense of, I'm really kind of going places, or I'm really feeling that I'm on the right track. I do see you guys making money because of this Four of Pentacles. This is also a card of financial gain. It's not great financial gains, but it is financial gain nonetheless. I also see this as a card where you're saving your money or you're looking after it. But also this is a card of building financial foundations, because it is number 4, and the number 4 is all about stability. It's all about building foundations, and it's all about security as well. So this guy is financially secure. And I feel that why you're going to be saving money and why you're going to be looking after your finances is because you're looking for security, okay? You're looking to build a foundation, and the best way to build a foundation is by building up that foundation, okay? There's no point in having money coming, spending it, and then not having anything to show for it. So I really feel that there's a very positive vibe with that Four of Pentacles in this reading. There's nothing negative that I see with this. The only thing that I can see as negative is arrogance, okay? This can be a card of somebody who's quite arrogant. They don't feel they need anyone or anything. All they feel they need is the material objects that they've got. They feel that's good enough for them. Sometimes this can be a card of somebody who feels that they're too good for others, okay? And if it's a case of that you're doing really well in January and things are really starting to come together and you're sort of getting a little bit of a big head about it, or you're starting to feel that you're better than others, or you don't need anybody for it because of this, or there's a sense of overconfidence, which this card to me can represent an overly confident individual, then I would say that you need to kind of go back to thanking the universe for what you have and not be afraid just to kind of let go a little bit, okay? That's what I'm trying to say to you. I feel that if there's any type of kind of arrogance that goes in with some success that comes to you in January, then you need to just be aware of that, okay? You need not to be so arrogant with the good luck that comes to you guys. But other than that, I see these two as a very positive combination, because it suggests empowerment to me, and it also suggests financial independence, but also being very, very sensible with what you've got, because you know that you're looking at the greater picture and you know that what you want to build throughout 2016. The next two cards we come to are the Three of Cups. Oh, what am I doing? Three of Cups, sorry, and also the Temperance card. Very interesting cards those are, because one suggests a lot of partying, a lot of celebration, a lot of friendship, a lot of kind of happiness. The Three of Cups is often a card of social networking as well. So it's getting in touch with people. This can also be the card of reunions. So it is January, okay, but then December 31st is New Year's Eve. So after New Year's Eve, we have New Year's Day, and everybody's practically asleep on New Year's Day because they've all been out New Year's Eve evening, okay? So within January, I see this as you guys networking with others. And I feel that with the Temperance card there, I feel that this will be something that maybe some of you guys, in terms of if you're looking to run your own business, this might be something that you guys haven't been used to in a long while, okay? Maybe you haven't been used to kind of getting out there and kind of meeting loads of different people, or networking with lots of different people in a long time. And I feel that the Temperance card is saying that you need to kind of, if there's any kind of feelings of fear or not being able to kind of balance that new kind of energy that's coming in for you in January, then it's okay. You just need to settle into it, okay? Because this is the card of healing, it's the card of renewal, it's the card of transformation, it's the card of balancing out feelings that might be a little bit uncomfortable, so that you can feel okay. It's also the card of blending and mixing our emotions, so we come to a nice kind of plateau, if that makes any sense to you guys. So with the Three of Cups, that's kind of the heightened emotion card, because there's lots of noise, there's lots of business. But with the Temperance card, it suggests calm and ease and renewal and healing and that type of thing. And I look at these two cards as well, and it could be the Three of Cups can also be the card of overindulgence as well. Whereas Temperance looks like you're trying to mix up an aspirin. Does that make sense to you guys? You're trying to mix up an aspirin in a cup of water because you've got a hangover from New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, or something like that. So I see a lot of you guys. I mean, fairly stupid, really, isn't it? Because lots of people have hangovers, you know. So that's not anything new. But yeah, I feel that, and it's really in two cards. It reflects this actually. In four cards, we've got the Three of Cups can be overindulgence, you know, really going out and having a good time quite a bit, and Temperance really says that everything in moderation. So I feel that you guys will be looking to moderate maybe your lifestyle within January, and that's not unusual because everybody makes New Year's resolutions. We're going to give up smoking, or we're going to cut down on smoking, or we're going to give up drinking, or we're going to cut down on how much we drink in the week. Everybody does it, but I do see that a lot of you Scorpios are going to be really going for it starting from January. I really sense this vibe of I want to change my life, and I feel that you're going to be moderating maybe some of the, if you've had a lot of excitement over the Christmas period or even through the year. I mean, I said in terms of maybe your work situation, I feel that you might be going into something new for some of you guys in January, and it might be something that you've not been used to. So you might not be used to kind of, it could be speaking in front of a group of people, for example, or having to network with, you know, different types of people. And the Temperance card, as I said, is a card that says, don't worry about it, just kind of get yourself on an even keel. Don't, you know, you'll settle, you're going to, you know, the Temperance card is a card of adjustment. So I'm looking at adjustment here. You're adjusting perhaps to a new situation within January going on to February, but also in terms of your lifestyle. I feel these two cards are really saying that everything in moderation. You need to moderate, for some of you guys, your lifestyle, because obviously what we eat, what goes into our bodies, really and affects our brains and affects that way that we perform in our lives. So I feel for a lot of you guys, you're going to be moderating your diet, your exercise, that type of thing within January. And that wouldn't be unusual because most people make New Year's resolutions. The final two cards that show up for you, Scorpio, for January 2016, again, are reflected off that Three of Cups and the Temperance card, because we have the Nine of Cups, the very fat, happy, fed guy. This guy enjoys life. He enjoys his friends. He has a good time. He, you know, has lots of women, notches on his belt. He's very smug with his life. He's very contented with his life because, you know, he's just a really good time guy. He has a good time. He knows how to enjoy his life, okay? He's very smug with it as well. But this can be the card, again, of overindulgence, of just indulging in all the wrong things all the time. So that could be drink, it could be women, it could be fags. When I say fags, guys, for my American viewers, it's cigarettes. It could be cigarettes. It could be anything. But this is an overindulgence card. And the Hanged Man next door to that says you need to basically make sacrifices because you need to see the bigger picture. Look at the guy on this card, guys. He is relaxed. Even though he's in a very precarious, weird position, he's decided just to relax himself. So he's not going to worry too much about the position that he's in. And that's because he knows that he has to sacrifice his own comfort in order to accept a limitation. And he knows that, and he's almost the martyr on that because he has this halo type thing around his head. So it's a self-imposed sacrifice in a way because he's looking at the bigger picture. He knows that he's learning something here. He knows that he's learning a lesson. It's almost like he said, it's okay. It's okay. I know that I'm lamb to the slaughter. I know that I'm the martyr in this, but I know it's for my greater good with this Hanged Man. So it's learning new lessons as well. It's endurance. It's a test of strength. It's a test of mental strength, physical strength. It's a test of our own faith in ourselves and our abilities to endure, to change, to accept what we can't change, to accept a limitation, and then to see the world in a completely different way. Okay, and that's what the Hanged Man for me really does. And in correlation to this Nine of Cups, it really says to me that when you dispose of all the overindulgences, when you dispose of, and it's funny because the Nine of Cups can also be a wish card. But it can also be the card of illusion because it is cups. So it's, a lot of the time when we make a wish on something, we could wish to win £60 million on the lottery or $60 million on the lottery, but it's the wish and it's the illusion on, and it's the daydream of that wish that really makes us want it to happen. But it's not grounded in reality because it is purely the emotion of it, which is why sometimes this Nine of Cups to me suggests you might have a wish, but to me, you would need another card to back up that that was actually going to happen, or that was actually going to come about, because otherwise the Nine of Cups to me on its own is not enough to say that something's going to be manifested. So for me, with the Hanged Man sitting next to that, you might need to accept the limitation of something that you might have been wishing for or hoping for. That's the only thing I would say in the negative, not in the negative, but in another way about these two cards together. It's about kind of sacrificing an illusion, or kind of saying, okay, I'm going to put something to bed because I'm going to accept the limitation of it, if that makes sense. But I feel on the whole, these two cards it's sacrificing the way that you have been before in order to realise a new you, or in order to realise the new potential of you, Scorpio. Does that make sense to you? Because the Nine of Cups is the overindulgence card. You could be overindulging in fantasy, you could be overindulging in drink, in women, in all the bad, toxic stuff that's bad for you. And the Hanged Man says, okay, you're going to need to endure a time of discomfort, but you'll get used to it. So if you're used to smoking 30 cigarettes a day, and then you have to go down to 0, this is the endurance card. But it's for your greater good, because you're going to learn a new way of living, and the Hanged Man has learned a new way of living. That's why the Hanged Man is considered a card of looking at things from a different perspective, from a different way, getting used to it, enduring something, because when you endure things for long enough, they become second nature to you. So I do feel that January 2016 has so many positive vibes, so many positive things to it, Scorpio. And I feel that really what the reading is saying is, on the whole, that you are the manifester. You're the one, you have all the tools you need. So if you want to give up smoking in January, get yourself down to a clinic and ask for patches if you can't do it on your own. Okay? If you want to give up drink, chuck the rest of your drink down the sink. Okay? That's what your sink is the tool to do that. Okay? If you want to moderate stuff within your life, and again, the Hanged Man is a card of moderation. If you want to moderate anything within your life, you have all the tools to do that. You've got your brain, you've got your self will, you've got your confidence, you've got everything going for you, everything, whether it's inward or in the exterior, in order to change your life around for you, Scorpio. So January 2016, and as I've seen for the whole of 2016, is a real beautiful year coming up for Scorpio. And I'm really happy to have done these readings because I can see the happiness that's coming through for you guys, but it's down to you. It is down to you. It's not down to anybody else. That's why you're the magician. You're the magician because on that yearly reading, I forgot to do the angel card that came out for you, but the angel card showed you as the magician. So the universe is trying to drum something into you, Scorpio. You are the creator of your own life. There's no point in sitting back in 2016 and expecting things to change. If you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got. So that's the point of the magician card. Use what you have at your disposal. It's all at your disposal, and make those changes, because good stuff is coming in for you. Definitely, I can see this through 2016. But it depends on how much you want it and how motivated you are as an individual to go out and get those things. Okay? That's your reading, Scorpio. I'll be coming back with your life reading in, I think I'm going to start recording that tomorrow. So I've got all 3 together for Scorpio, okay? But I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on your January 2016 reading, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.